Continuing human activity has changed the landscape of the countryside in many areas of the world, to the point now of pushing many animal species to the edge of extinction. One of these threatened animals is also a gem of Europe's lowlands, the Imperial Eagle. This predator is particularly threatened and is one of the most endangered eagles in Europe. In fact, the only area in Europe where the Imperial Eagle survive is the Pannon lowlands in Hungary and Slovakia, its last refuge. While the golden eagle prefers life in high rocky egrets, the Imperial Eagle prefers the lowlands. This is but one difference between the Imperial Eagle and others of the eagle family. It survives in the lowlands despite human habitation and intensive farming techniques. This very survival is why we are particularly interested in the instincts of the Imperial Eagle, which allow it to live in this ecologically challenging environment. The Imperial Eagle nests in the low-lying hills surrounding the Pannon lowlands. It carefully chooses a large tree on a sunny slope, then proceeds to build the nest at the top. They can use this nest for many years, but each year it's repaired and improved as the eagles add more and more material. If there aren't any convenient nearby hills, these eagles can build their nests in fields where there is a swirling wind, or on the edges of wetlands. Sometimes we can even find their nest in unexpected busy areas, such as near highways. The Imperial Eagle seems to be less sensitive to traffic or agricultural machinery. However, they are very shy animals, particularly near people. During the eagle's nest building time, we visited two. One was being built in an oak tree, and the other in a pine tree. Both nests were very lively at the end of winter. At sunrise, the male birds called to their partners for the ritual of mating. This was the wedding time and the time for nest building or improvement. This nest building only occurs in the morning. Together, the pair of eagles collect twigs and interweave them to form the nest. Before the bells finish ringing for midday, the nest building activity falls silent. At this time, the eagles are flying over the lowlands, hunting. In the second half of March, the female lays 2 eggs. She stays with them almost constantly for 45 days. During this time, the male is hunting for himself and his partner. He doesn't actually bring the food to the nest, but leaves it in a safe place nearby. This safe place can be several hundred meters from the nest, but it's a place from where the nest can be seen at all times. After feeding, the female enjoys a little sunbathing before flying to a nearby tree. While the female is away, it's the male's turn to look after the eggs until she returns. She usually cuts green twigs to take back and beautify the nest. But at this time, suddenly she notices movement near the nest site. Whether the movement is from animal or human, the female is immediately anxious and wary. Rather than flying back to the nest with her green twigs, she is careful and waits. She watches, thoroughly surveying the area surrounding the nest site. Only when she is certain there is no danger to the nest or herself does she return and resume her maternal duties. The whole forest is green, and soon 2 eaglets will add to the activity in the nest. The female eagle is a perfect mother. While the eaglets remain in the nest, so does the female. She feeds them, protects them, and gives them warmth. The Imperial eagle tend to lay more eggs than some others of the eagle family. They usually successfully rear 2 or 3 eaglets, and the eaglets are brought up in a very challenging environment. So the adult birds do everything they can to help and protect them. This is why they continue to survive. All animal species need to pair up for the purpose of reproduction, and this basic instinct is the same for the Imperial eagle. But the bonding between these eagles is very strong, and a pair of imperial eagles can stay together for many years until one partner dies. The most difficult time for their relationship is while they are rearing their young. The male is away hunting and the female remains in the nest, tending her eaglets. The pair are seldom together. And this picture, an afternoon siesta together, is a sight rarely seen during this time. Rearing the eaglets is a stressful and difficult time for the imperial eagle. To reduce their stress and to strengthen their bonding, they mate each day, not for the purpose of reproduction. The eagles have a matriarchal relationship with strong female dominance. The female is bigger than the male. She is also stronger to protect the nest, and generally she hunts bigger prey than the male. Although she is dominant, she is never aggressive to her partner. The relationship between these predators is so rich and so deep, it contains great togetherness in hunting, cooperation, and in helping each other. Their relationship is not at its strongest while the pair are tending to their offspring, but once the eaglets have become eagles and flown the nest, the couple resume hunting together. During this time of hunting in pairs, we can observe some rather extraordinary behaviour. If the female is the first to catch prey, the male heads towards her, and although she is the dominant partner, before she starts to feed, she firstly feeds the male. Until this time, no one has ever recorded this behaviour. This is the first recording of the female imperial eagle feeding her partner. In June, the eaglets are over 1 month old, and at this time the female only stays in the nest to feed her young and to provide shade for the eaglets in the afternoon sunshine. The remainder of the time is spent hunting. As the wolves organise in packs and the crows fly in flocks, likewise the imperial eagle operate in pairs, and their partnership is not only for reproduction but also for successful survival. The most fascinating aspect of these birds is the fact they are always together, a pair. They hunt together, they survive harsh winter weather together, and they protect their territory together. If you happen to see an imperial eagle in the wild, you can be sure their partner is not far away. The main sense used for hunting is the eagle's eye. The organ of sight of the imperial eagle, and indeed all eagles, is a superb natural invention. What we humans can see at 100 meters, an eagle can see at 3 kilometers. The imperial eagle employed 2 techniques for hunting, the first of which is by using the air currents. They effortlessly glide in the thermals, surveying the fields below. In an instant, they swoop downwards, almost vertically, to the unsuspecting prey, and their favourite prey are hamsters. The second hunting technique is by use of a hideout. From the top of the tree, the eagle gazes out and locks on to its prey. From its perch, the eagle swoops down low to surprise and ultimately catch its prey. This technique is particularly used during the morning hours, before the afternoon uprising air currents. By the first half of July, the eaglets are getting quite large. They have already shed their down and have acquired their new feathers. They remain a rather light colour for about 5 years, when they turn as dark as we know older eagles to be. Young eaglets begin to exercise their wings as if they were flying in the July winds. This exercise continues until a few days before they make final preparations for their inaugural flight. They are also biting and tearing at their food without their parents' help. Now the female has stopped feeding them. The adults merely bring the prey to the nest and leave it for the hungry eaglets. Although the eaglets are brother and sister, they lack the partnership of their parents. Hence, sharing food often is an aggressive affair. It takes a time for this aggressive behaviour to subside until they can enjoy their prey calmly. When the eaglets have had their fill, the female returns to the nest to eat what is left. If, however, one of the eaglets still demonstrates hunger, the mother will immediately forget her own hunger and feed her child. It is more important for these adult eagles to feed their young than to feed themselves. And if there isn't enough food, they would rather go hungry themselves than for their offspring to go hungry. Soon, the young eagles leave the nest. At first they spend their time in the trees, but soon their wings will carry them to the lowlands. Once there, in the fields, they learn to hunt from their parents, and at the end of autumn, they begin their independent life. The nest is empty, but the adult pair are still caring for their offspring by teaching them to fly and to hunt. The adults do everything they can for the young birds to help them survive in the environment whose laws are dictated by humans. The responsibility of maintaining life in this empty nest is our own human responsibility.